I'm Annette of Tastefully Thai Cooking Classes, and today we're going to make, it's chicken and basil, but you can make it with beef, with pork, and in the fall I always make it with venison too. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the sauces that we're going to use first. We use a soy sauce. I happen to like a mushroom soy sauce, and that is in my ingredients tab on my website. Talks about the different ingredients I use and things. Another thing we're going to use is fish sauce, and Thai cooking always has fish sauce in it. This is a sweet soy sauce. It's kind of like molasses. It's real thick, it's got a sweetness to it, and so that's sweet soy sauce. And then I'm going to put in some oyster sauce as well. I have all of those sauces already measured out in a measuring cup, so that when I'm ready to stir fry, all those are measured out and ready to go. Okay, the other thing we're going to use in this dish is some hot peppers. And you can make this dish as hot or as mild as you like it. This happens to be Thai peppers that I grew in my own garden, and I froze them last fall. When I picked them all off the plant, I froze them. And so even through the winter, you can use them frozen like this. I have new plants coming up now and new peppers coming on, so I'll get to start using fresh ones again soon. Another thing we use for this dish is basil. And you can use regular sweet Italian basil. This happens to be holy basil. It's a little hard to find, but a good substitute is cinnamon basil, which you may not find in your grocery store, but plant nurseries have cinnamon basil that you can use. Plant it outside, and then I'll show you how to take care of the basil, how to get the flowers off so that your basil will produce as long as possible. Now, I also freeze this in the winter time. I just take it, wash it off, let it dry real good, and put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it, so that all winter long I have frozen basil that I can just pull directly out of the freezer and throw right in the wok in this dish. This is my husband's favorite dish, so I make it at least once a week. Okay, so in growing your own basil, you have to kind of keep up with it so that it will bush out rather than grow up and get seeds and then quit producing for you. And so what I always do is when it starts to get flowers on it like this, then I'll take it back to an area like this where there's going to be some new branches, and I'll just cut it off right there. So this will continue to grow. I'll go ahead and use these in the chicken and basil dish that we're working on today. Pick those off and use those in the dish, and this can be thrown away. Now, at the end of the season, I often let a couple of these go ahead and get brown and mature completely, and keep the seeds for planting next, say, January, December, when I decide to plant some more. So this particular plant is a holy basil plant, but like I said, you can do cinnamon basil, which is easy to find in the plant nurseries, and you could also use the sweet basil. You could use Thai basil, but Thai basil has a real licoricey kind of a taste to it. Makes it taste a little different. So the first thing we need is some garlic. We need 2 cloves of garlic, and I've got a really nifty garlic peeler here, so I'm going to show you how that works. And this is a Pampered Chef garlic peeler. You just put it in there, roll it back and forth, and you've got peeled garlic that fast. I love this thing, especially when I have a lot of garlic to peel. If it doesn't go the first time, do it again, and it comes out completely peeled. And that's a little more than 2 cloves. A couple of those are small, so I'm going to go ahead and use those 3. And so we're going to pound some hot peppers and the garlic together in the mortar and pestle, or you can use one of these Pampered Chef choppers, which work great. I like to smash them because the pepper juices really come out and get all over the garlic, and that's just a really great way to mash up those peppers and garlic together. Okay, I've been asked before the best way to cut up chicken for stir fry, so I'm going to show you here just the fastest, easiest way to cut it up for a stir fry. You want a really sharp knife. I love Wusthof knives. Keep mine really, really sharp. And what I do is I take and I make 3 slices this way on a good 8-ounce chicken breast, and then I just cut it across this way for nice thin slices. Some small pieces for stir fry is the best, so that you it'll stir fry really fast and it's not a great big chunk of chicken all at once. So this is how I cut the chicken for almost all my stir fries. Even some of the curries that I make, this is how I cut it for that too. Quick and easy. So chicken and basil has only a few ingredients in it, but it is one of our favorites. And this is the garlic and the peppers all crushed up together. And so I'm going to put a little bit of oil in my wok. And I'm using a steel wok today. I like to make stir-fried vegetables and also this chicken basil dish with a steel wok because it gets really good and hot. And I'm not worried about noodles sticking or anything like that, and so I like to have my wok really, really hot. When the oil is hot, you should hear it sizzle as it goes in there. So you've got it's just the garlic and the peppers is all that's in there. That gets going a little bit. I'm going to take 1 8-ounce chicken breast that I've cut up, and I'm just going to put that in here. This is one of the fastest recipes that I have because all it takes is garlic and peppers, the chicken, the basil, and the sauces, and you eat it on rice. And in Thailand, they always serve it with a fried egg. And you can make your egg either soft or hard, however you like your eggs, and you just put the rice on the bottom, and then you put the chicken basil on top, and top it with a fried egg, and that's the best way to eat it. Okay, so this chicken is getting done. It's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. So I'm gonna add the sauces, and on my website you'll see the recipe for this. Tells you exactly how much sauces to put in. I've got all 4 of those sauces that I just showed you in this recipe. Let that heat back up again. Putting those sauces in there cooled my wok down quite a bit, so get that real hot again. And then the very last step is just to add the basil. And so you want like a good handful of the basil. I've got a lot here, but I'm just going to put in 1 handful. And then that's the very last thing you put in, and it's done. A good handful of basil in there. Stir that up. All right. There you go. It's that easy. It smells good in here. All right. So chicken and basil is served on rice, and this recipe makes enough for 2 people, really. So I'm going to put it on top of jasmine rice, and then I'm going to top it with an egg. For 2 people, we should probably have 2 eggs, but I made 1 here. All right, so there's chicken and basil, and I hope it's simple enough that you can do at home too.